Morning. If anyone's around, jump on, say hello. I am here at Apex. Just got done running and always have amazing insights when I'm running, especially when I'm running in the trails, since I wanted to jump on and share them. So I'll be sharing some thoughts on business and life and trail running. So the first thing to think about if you are doing anything in your life where you're making changes and want to improve and want to be at a different place than you are, whether that's physically, mentally, financially. What came to me this morning was I woke up at 4 and I knew I had to wake up at 5, or I wanted to wake up at 5 to go running, and couldn't fall back asleep, so I probably should have just gotten up and went at 4. But anyway, when I woke up, got out of bed at 5, well, as I was laying in bed, I was like, it's so much easier just to stay in bed. And how many times in our life do we do that? We just stay in bed, figuratively or literally, that making change is not easy, and it's often easy to stay stuck because it's what we're used to, and it doesn't require much of us. It doesn't require us to get out of our comfort zone. It doesn't require us to be inconvenienced. Getting up at 5 a.m. is not convenient and comfortable, and many people don't do it. But what I was thinking about, I was like, well, I'm going to do it because it's something I want to do, but it's also, what is the change that I'm desiring, and what is this trail run stimulating in me? It's stimulating in me that I trust myself, that I invest in myself, that I want to continue to improve. And so if I have to wake up early to do that, I wake up early to do that. And so recognizing, yes, being stuck sucks, but it's also really easy because it doesn't require much of you. It requires you just to keep doing the same thing you're doing. And even though you say you don't like it, it's convenient. It doesn't ask you to get out of your comfort zone. It doesn't ask you to take any risks. It doesn't require you to make any changes. It doesn't require much of you at all. And a lot of people stay in that place for most of their lives, unfortunately. So if you are looking to make changes in your business or life or finances, it's going to be inconvenient, and it's going to require a lot of you, and it's going to require you taking risks and showing up and doing things you've never done before and being really uncomfortable. And even when you're gotten to a good place, perhaps in your business or fitness level or relationship-wise, you still have to be willing to embrace the inconvenience and discomfort of change, because you're never just going to get to a place where everything's great, no matter what. In your relationship, there's always going to be ways you're going to want to grow and evolve as a couple, with family, with your business. You're going to get to a place where, yeah, maybe this is good, but that's never going to be good enough. It's always, we grow into the next phase, and we want something different once we get to a certain level to continue to grow and evolve, and that's just how we are designed. So, first part is, it's not convenient and it's not comfortable, but it's worth it. And what type of person do you want to be, really? And what are you desiring from the change that you are working on? Second piece is, there's things that are going to come up. So, I have tripped many times trail running. So thinking about like rocks that get in the way, or something on the trail, there's a block on the trail. And same thing with life. There's blocks that are going to come up that you're going to have to navigate around. And sometimes they're going to be so huge that you're going to have to, slow down and adjust and figure out how to work through them. And this could be something like your business is going well, but then stuff comes up in your family. And so you have to maybe slow down and adjust and figure out ways to work through that. And then the next thing you know, things are going okay and something comes up in your relationship. So again, it's as you continue to evolve and grow, everything that doesn't want you to evolve and grow is going to jump out at you. And so it's being prepared for those boulders and detours and blocks, and having the tools to work through them and work around them and know the right steps. Hi, Tammy. And then the third part is, there's not just one way to do this. So especially for those of you in the coaching industry, and if you've worked with different coaches, know that their process might be something that has worked for them, and it might not be the process that works for you. And so understanding yourself, what is the best way for you? So this can be true for fitness too. There's not just one way to improve your fitness. There's not just one way to improve your relationship. But often we get stuck and we think, especially if you've invested in working with a coach, you're like, oh, well, this coach said this is the right method to do, and so I'm going to do it. And even though you might not be seeing results from it, you might still feel like, well, I just need to adjust, or I just need to do something different. But often what happens, we beat ourselves up and we think something must be wrong with us because this method worked for her and why isn't it working for me? Instead of actually thinking about, maybe it's just not the right process for you. Maybe it's not the right system. And you actually can design your own unique system, perhaps using some of the guidance and tools and experience that you've garnered from all the people you've worked with, but to stop trying to fit yourself into the system that doesn't work for you. And I've done this where I was working with a coach who I invested a lot in, and while her coaching was helpful, the system that she used just wasn't working for me, and it didn't work for some other people as well. But I kept thinking that, oh, I was just doing something wrong and I just had to do it differently, or I just needed to maybe work with her more, instead of just stopping and saying, this doesn't work for me and I can find a different way, and I'm sure there's a way that works better for me. Which is what I do with my clients. Is there is no perfect plan and there's no perfect system. And in our work, we design a system that works for you, because the whole goal of this life is to get more of what you want. And doing that requires more of you and requires you knowing yourself more. And so it's not about trying to put yourself through a certain system or a certain physical exercise routine or a certain diet or a certain process to grow your business. It's really you becoming more intimate with you and trusting you have the perfect system for you if you're willing to do the work. So all that to say, all this comes up when you're willing to face all the ways that maybe you're holding yourself back, or you're staying stuck and not trusting yourself that you can do what's required of you to do what you want to do, honestly. So I will put a link below once I get back to my home, and you can book a call with me if you're interested in learning more about doing this work of really designing your best system for business growth and knowing it's going to be your unique process. And that's the best part of it all. So hope you all are having an amazing day, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye.